The Philippines consists of more than 7,000 islands, which makes long-distance travel a challenge. For example, the distance between Manila and Cebu, the second largest city, is 570 kilometers in a straight line. If you travel by land and sea, it will take you 2 days. But by air, it's just 1 hour and a few minutes away. No wonder why there are many airports in the Philippines. Hi, my name is Magnar Nordahl and I'm an ATR typewriting instructor and captain. In 2008, I got the opportunity to fly as instructor for Cebu Pacific Airlines in the Philippines. The company already had a fleet of Airbus 319 and 320, and they had received the first 2 ATR 72-500s. During the 18 months I stayed there, the ATR fleet expanded to 8 aircraft serving 26 destinations. The most popular holiday destination in the Philippines is Boracay, an island with a very famous white beach. And the nearest airport is Caticlan Airport. Because of the popularity of Boracay, Caticlan is one of the busiest airports in the Philippines. However, we could only fly at daytime in VFR conditions, and there were some more challenges. The runway was only 870 meters long, and east of the runway there was a hill. You had to descend with a gradient of 4 degrees to clear the hill with 50 feet. And this is what it looks like. Caticlan was a captain's runway, which means that only the captain was allowed to land and take off there. Most of my flights to Caticlan was from the right-hand seat, because I was teaching the captains the art of short-wheel operations. The apron at Caticlan was very small, and it could be a challenge to park the aircraft. But ATR 72 is in fact very flexible. You may not believe this, but this ATR 72 did taxi along the left edge on the apron and made a 180 turn to the right. A little asymmetric power and a little inner brake made the turn very tight. And finally, reverse was used to move into the parking slot. In addition to Cebu Pacific, there were 3 other companies operating with a variety of airplanes. So let's have a look at them. Bombardier Q300, or de Havilland Canada -8-300, from PAL Express, the regional company of Philippine Airlines. This aircraft is in the old colors of Air Philippines. It changed name to PAL Express in 2008. The Q300 has an active noise-cancelling system in the cabin and can carry 50 passengers. The performance is very similar to ATR 72. LET L410 Turbolet from Southeast Asian Airlines. It's an excellent short-wheel aircraft that can operate on rugged runways. The capacity is 19 passengers. Southeast Asian Airlines started operations in 1995. In 2010, the company became partner with Tiger Air and started to operate Airbus 319 and 320. In 2014, Cebu Pacific took control of the company and it was renamed Cebu. Southeast Asian Airlines also operated Dornier 328 on the route. This aircraft looks like a miniature but streamlined ATR. It can carry up to 33 passengers. It was produced by the German aircraft manufacturer Dornier from 1991 to 2000. De Havilland Canada -7, operated by Asian Spirit. The -7 is a short-wheel aircraft. And what makes this aircraft unique is that it has a pressurized cabin and can carry 50 passengers in comfort. The runway performance is really impressive, but the cruise speed is not. The fuselage section and the tail from the Dash 7 was later used to design the Dash 8. Asian Spirit was founded in 1995 and operated a wide variety of aircraft types. The company was the first to fly to Caticlan with a Dash 7. Another aircraft operated by Asian Spirit was the CN235. This is a joint venture between CASA in Spain and IPTN in Indonesia. First flight was in 1983 and the aircraft is still in production. The aircraft has a rugged landing gear and a rear loading ramp. Most of the aircraft are operated by military forces. As a civil airliner, the CN235 can carry up to 50 passengers. Asian Spirit also operated British Airspace 146-100 at Caticlan. This is a 4-engine jet designed for short-field operations. British Airspace 146 can be described as a jet that believes it's a turboprop, because the performance is really good. It can operate comfortably on 1200 meter long runways at max weight. But since Caticlan is shorter, the aircraft could not be operated at maximum weights, and the company removed some passenger seats to save weight. In 2008, Asian Spirit changed name to Zest Air and started to operate Airbus 320 and the Chinese Xi'an MA60. MA stands for Modern Arc, and 60 reflects the seating capacity. The design of the aircraft is based on Antonov AN-24 from the 1960s. MA60 has been in production since 2000. It is equipped with the same engines as ATR 72, but it has less capacity and inferior performance. But the biggest problem with the aircraft is lack of support from the manufacturer. In 2016, Zest Air was merged into Air Asia Philippines. Inter-Island Airlines operated a small fleet of Yakolev Yak-40. In 2005, one Yak-40 landed short of the runway and was damaged. And the next year, another Yak-40 had a landing accident. And this aircraft was still standing there when I was flying to Caticlan. The apron at Caticlan was small and crowded. You can park only 4 aircraft of the size of the ATR 72, plus 2 smaller aircraft. Very often, aircraft had to hold on the runway after landing and wait for an available parking slot. Or we had to hold in the air. It is the credit of the ground crew that there were no accidents or injuries. The only incident on the apron and runabout was a wingtip that hit a piece of decoration on the terminal building. While the landing was interesting, the takeoff was much more critical because you always have to calculate the worst scenario, which is an engine flameout at takeoff. The Let 410 had no problems whatsoever. But for larger turboprops such as this MA60, the takeoff was really critical, and we had to calculate the takeoff rate carefully. Not only because of the short runway, but also because the hill at the end of runway 06. Here is the performance data chart for takeoff from runway 06 at Caticlan on a wet runway. We used reserve takeoff power, and this gave us 10% more torque from the engines. We also used reduced V1, the critical takeoff speed, in order to be able to stop if something happened before V1. Typical weather conditions were 10 knots headwind, 22 degrees Celsius, and QNH 1008 hectopascal. That gave us 17,372 kilograms minus 60 for the QNH correction, Total 17,312 kilograms takeoff weight. We had fuel for 50 minutes to Manila, plus 5 minutes route reserve, plus 20 minutes to alternate airport, plus 30 minutes final reserve, plus 20 minutes extra, which we really needed because Manila had a lot of traffic. This allowed us to carry about 40 passengers. When departing from runway 24, there are no obstacles and we could depart with about 60 passengers. Here's a video from the simulator. I gave the crew an engine failure just before we won and they had to stop. As you can see, the margin is really small.
70 knots. I have control. V1. Stop. Where's the engine? Oh my god.
After I left in 2009, a lot has changed. The hill is now removed and the runway is much longer. And the name of the airports has changed to Godofredo P. Ramos Airport. That's all for this time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please support this channel by sharing with your friends. Click like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching and happy landing!